This is Travis Zimmerman with the Daily Pulse from Speak My Word Ministries, kind of continuing an episode on in fatigue and how God works through our fatigue. I talked yesterday about ministering early in the morning. I want to go back a night, what caused that 4 hours of sleep, and that was I got a call from a neighbor that her daughter needed tutoring in calculus. And before that, she texted me and said, "Hey, do you know how to do this particular method?" And I read yes, and I was thinking, maybe she'll leave me alone and I won't have to tutor tonight, because I had all these things I needed to get done before I went off the weekend. And was not to be. So I ended up spending a little over an hour working on this process with our neighbor's daughter and got it done. And again, how God uses us in our fatigue, and I got paid to tutor, so I'm not saying I didn't get my just deserves, but I see tutoring in a smaller scale in a ministry, and certainly it's an additional source of income for our family, but I also see it as a ministry in the broader perspective as help. And the topic for today is how ministry so oftentimes is inconvenient. And I go to the Gospels here, John chapter 4, verse 6, where Jesus is talking with a Samaritan woman. And it said, Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about the 6th hour, so right around noon. And he was there at the well, and the Samaritan woman would approach him. So the Samaritans were hated by the Jews. They would walk around Samaria. They didn't want to go through it. It was a mixed breed of people in their mind. They didn't want anything to do with him. And yet Jesus walks right into that. And maybe the Jews didn't consider it inconvenient to walk around it. That may have been the greater convenience for them, but Jesus walked straight through. And he, even though he was tired, he still had an opportunity, because he was fully man and fully God, exhibiting that man side, where the human body fatigues. And yet Jesus mustered the strength to minister to this woman, and she went and told her family and friends, I've met the Christ. And so in our lives, my encouragement to you is, when you're tired, be looking for chances to minister. So oftentimes, in that, whether it's early in the morning or late at night, as this example is, God will use those opportunities to plant seeds about Jesus. You may not be talking directly about Jesus, but if you have the effervescence of Christ and the aroma of Christ and the attitude of Christ as he works through us, because we're a dirty bag of bones, it's in those moments that Christ can shine and people start asking questions. Tell me a little bit more about why you're joyous all the time. And you say, you know what, that's because of Jesus, in his name. Amen.